Robert Gibbs was in a post-debate spin room. Now, we showed you a clip where Deputy Wasserman Schultz was confronted on the issue of the kill list. Well, the same people are going to, some of the same people are going to confront Robert Gibbs about it. Now, his answer in the beginning sounds okay. It's going to get really bad at the end, but let's give the full context here. Here's the beginning.
How will Obama defend his secret kill list next week at the foreign policy debate?
Well, look, this president has taken the fight to al-Qaeda.
Does this justify a kill list?
When there are people that are trying to harm us and have pledged to bring terror to these shores, we've taken that fight to them.
Without due process of law?
We have taken that fight to them.
Without a court of law? Illegally against the Geneva Convention?
I think I know where you are in this issue. I'm just trying to answer your questions without without you doing it. But if you want to answer my question,
I'm just trying to deal with the spin.
Well, no, actually, you're just answering my question. So I'll go to somebody who might want to listen to what I have to say.
So that's wearechange.org. I love that they're asking that question. And, you know, interrupting him that much, unfortunately, gave him an easy out. And I wish that he dialed it back just a notch. But it's okay. We're going to get an answer anyway, right? But now, to Gibbs's credit, he wasn't like Debbie Wasserman Schultz, who just said, kill us. What are you, crazy? A conspiracy nut, is what she seemed to be implying. She walked away saying, I don't take non-serious questions, when in fact, it's the most serious question there is, right? So at least Gibbs acknowledges it and was trying to, answer that question. This was a very hard question. So let's continue that.
I won't say anything else. How will he defend the kill list?
Again, I think he is happy to talk about taking a fight to al-Qaeda, making sure that those who have pledged to do harm to people in this country and bring terror to our shores, what we have to do to make sure that doesn't happen.
Sounds almost identical to George W. Bush. We have to hit them over there before they come over here. Now, were all the people we hit in Yemen, we know the civilians weren't coming, and we killed a lot of civilians in those strikes. And we've shown you the numbers on that in the past over and over again. And the problem is, a lot of times we don't know who we're hitting, right? These are the kill lists that President Obama's making, and oftentimes people who are not on the list get killed. But even if you put the civilians aside, really every militant that we've put on those lists, those hundreds of militants or thousands of militants that we claim we put on, remember, we've killed almost 3,000 people with drone strikes so far, right? Every one of them was coming to our shores? Or could it be that they were fighting us in Pakistan because we're in Pakistan? I mean, we're hitting the Haqqani network, and you might say, hey, we should hit the Haqqani network because they're hitting our troops, or they're helping people hit our troops in Afghanistan. But was the Haqqani network stuck in the mountains of Pakistan and Afghanistan going to come to our shores? No, they had no intention of coming to our shores. They're just trying to fight us because we're there, and they want to kick us out of Afghanistan. So it's Bush-like ideology. I don't like it. But so far, it hasn't gotten terribly ugly yet, but it's about to. So now remember here, Anwar al-Awlaki was put on the kill list. The administration has acknowledged it to the press anonymously. And we did kill him. We hit him with a drone strike. But in a separate drone strike, we also killed his 16-year-old son. Now, he was not on a kill list. The government has never told us why we killed him, whether it was a mistake or if they intended to kill him. They also killed his young cousin as well. These were kids. He had gone to go find his dad. And now his dad was up to no good, according to our information, right? But he's just a 16-year-old kid trying to find his dad. Doesn't know where he went, and he's looking for him, right? And then, but his dad had been killed 2 weeks earlier. So what happened? He was saying goodbye to his cousin, and they were having dinner, and he was about to go back home to the United States of America, where he's an American citizen, when they dropped a drone bomb and they killed them all. Now, Gibbs is asked about that, and listen to this honestly heinous answer.
Do you think that the killing of Anwar al-Awlaki's 16-year-old son, who is an American citizen, is justifiable?
I'm not going to get into Anwar al-Awlaki's son. I know that Anwar al-Awlaki renounced his citizenship.
His son was still an American citizen.
Did great harm to people in this country. And was a regional al-Qaeda commander hoping to inflict harm and destruction on people that share his religion and others in this country. And
that's an American citizen that's being targeted without due process of law, without trial, and he's underage, he's a minor.
I would suggest that you should have a far more responsible father if they're truly concerned about the well-being of their children. I don't think becoming an al-Qaeda jihadist terrorist is the best way to go about doing your business.
Now, look, I told you it's a hard question. And the reason it's hard is because they shouldn't be doing it in the first place. So Gibbs is stuck trying to give an answer to something that has no answer. So what does he say? He says something terrible. Well, he shouldn't have had that terrorist father. Is that what we do now? The United States of America? We kill 16-year-old kids because we didn't like their dad? It sends a chill up my spine, man. And that's a Democratic administration. Those are the guys who were supposed to be progressives. His boss, the guy who orders these killings, was a constitutional law professor. These are the guys who are supposed to bring us change. Does that look like change to you? Even George W. Bush never assassinated a U.S. citizen abroad without any due process. He did warrantless wiretapping without due process. Yes, he ordered bombings abroad, but this is a different level. Killing U.S. citizens without a trial, without going to the judiciary at all, without due process, and then executing 16-year-olds, and when asked about it, you say, well, his dad shouldn't have been a terrorist. His dad wasn't killed in that strike. His dad was killed 2 weeks earlier. This was a different strike they didn't have to do. That's a sick answer.